Hey guys, it's Amanda Clark Katz with Amanda Does Food. Okay, so let's get down to business. Today we're gonna make a warm beet salad served alongside homemade ricotta. It's gonna be awesome. The beets go really, really well with the homemade ricotta, and homemade ricotta is so easy to make. And it's creamy and it's delicious. You can dress it up if you want with lemon zest, some herbs, however you like, but I like to leave it just as is. I really like that creamy, creamy texture. And then we're gonna make roasted beets. And the roasted beets, we're gonna add some orange, we're gonna add some herbs, some walnuts, maybe some pine nuts. I'm not 100% sure. Sometimes I do walnuts, sometimes I do pine nuts with this particular salad. But they'll be warm, we'll roast them ourselves. You'll see how easy it is, and it all comes together pretty quickly. And it's just yummy, and it's elegant, and it's perfect for guests. I love beets. I grew up hating beets, but now I just love them, and I think that they're delicious. And I really, really love homemade ricotta. It's just so creamy and decadent, and it's easy to make. Of course, you can buy your own if you want. Just make sure you buy whole milk, but it's just not as good as when you make it yourself at home. You're gonna love it. If you think you don't like beets, just give this one a try. You might just surprise yourself. All right, so let's head to the kitchen. All right, let's get started on our beets first. Okay, so I have my beets over here. I have 4 of them, and these are baby striped beets. And they're kind of pink, they're not the dark red beets. I cut the stems off and I cut the little wiry root off, and I scrubbed them because remember they're a root vegetable, so they come to you very dirty. I have a sheet pan over here, and I'm gonna line it with aluminum foil, and I'm gonna wrap the beets in aluminum foil and bake them in the oven at 425 degrees. They'll take about 25 to 30 minutes, but you want them so they're fork tender. And then I'll show you how to get the peel off. So let's just wrap these up just as is, no olive oil, no salt and pepper. And I'm gonna pop them into my oven, and I'll be right back. The beets are in the oven. Let's head over to the stove and get our ricotta going. All right, we're here at the stove and we have everything set up for our ricotta cheese. Now I just wanted to show you, you're gonna need this. You're gonna need a large bowl, and I have a cheesecloth here that I folded over. It's wet. I wrung it out and then I folded it over and put it over a fine mesh sieve. Excuse me. So it's ready to go. We're gonna pour the hot cream and milk in this and let it drain for about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how creamy you like it. I like it really creamy. But if you're using it for a lasagna, maybe you might wanna let it strain for about 25 minutes. So we have all of our stuff. Let me bring you down to the stove. All right, so I've got my nice big blue Dutch oven here, and I just turned the heat on high. I'm gonna add 4 cups of whole milk, 2 cups of heavy cream, and 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. And we're gonna let that come to a full rolling boil. And we're gonna stir it occasionally just to make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom. And that's it for now. Once it starts coming to a full rolling boil, you know what, let me say this to your face. Okay, so we're gonna let this come to a full rolling boil. And once it does, we'll turn off the heat and then we'll add 3 tablespoons of white wine vinegar. Then we'll pour the hot liquid into the fine mesh sieve lined with the cheesecloth, and we're gonna let it drain for about 15 to 20 minutes, just so it's nice and soft and yummy. And then I'll show you what we do with that. All right, guys, it looks like we're just about at a full rolling boil. I'll show you. Can you see that? All right, this is definitely at a full rolling boil. It's super bubbly and boiling. Okay, so our next step is to turn off the heat and add our white wine vinegar, or if you're using lemon juice, your lemon juice, and we need 3 tablespoons. And you'll see it curdles. 3, And as it stands, as it sits here, you'll see it starts to curdle. The whey will start to separate. And then after about 1 or 2 minutes, we'll pour it in here. All right, it's been about a minute and I wanted to show you what it looks like. See how curdly it is? It's all curdled. And this is the point where we want to pour it into our strainer. All right, so let me get on my oven mitts so I can do this. And just be very careful, it's very hot, but you know what, I need to move this closer and just pour it through. And it's gonna be delicious. All right, so this is going to sit for, like I said, 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how firm you like it or how soft you like it. I like my ricotta really soft for this recipe. I can smell those beets. They'll be done any minute. All right, let's get our beets out of the oven. All right, we've got our beets out of the oven. Let's make sure they're fork tender. I'm just gonna pierce each beet with a fork and make sure it goes right through very easily. Okay, they do. So I have a clean kitchen towel here. We're gonna put our beets in a clean kitchen towel. Try to get a dark kitchen towel, ouch, so that your beets don't stain your kitchen towel. We're gonna wrap them up and let them steam and kind of come to room temperature and cool enough for us to handle, and then I'll show you how we get the peels off. Very easy. Or not the peels, the skins. Okay, our beets are cool enough for us to handle. So let me show you how we get the skins off. It's really, really easy. You just take a beet and kind of push it off with your towel. See how pretty they are? And that's how easy one was. We got all the skins off and they're really, really pretty. So I'm gonna do the rest and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got my beets here. They're all peeled. I'm gonna set those aside while we make our vinaigrette. And the vinaigrette is very, very easy. First, we need some orange zest. I always use the zest from my citrus. If you watch this show, you know that, or this channel. And I'm gonna get as much zest as I can. Make sure you don't go all the way to the white part because the white part is bitter. You just want that outer layer. This smells like orange and it's super duper hot outside, so I love the smell of citrus when it's hot out. It's refreshing to me. All right, let's get that in there. We're gonna need the juice of half of our orange. Orange goes really well with beets. Whatever beets you're using, it will go really well with them. Let's throw that away. And now we need some red wine vinegar. And now we're gonna season it up with salt. A little more. And freshly cracked black pepper. And now we're going to whisk in some olive oil. And then we'll taste it. Oops, splattering. Okay, let's give that a little taste. A little more salt. Little more pepper. Okay, give it one more whisk. It's orangey, it's acidic from the red wine vinegar, and it's and it's made with extra virgin olive oil. So good extra virgin olive oil. So it tastes nice and olivey and fruity. Okay, so now let's get our beets. And with our beets, we're gonna just slice them up so they're really, really pretty. And see how pretty those are? They're nice and striped. So I think I'm gonna quarter each one. And then we'll assemble our salad. These beets are still warm, but obviously they're cool enough for me to handle. Okay, so now we're going to toss our beets in our vinaigrette, and we're going to use some herbs now. We're going to use, let's give that a little stir so the beets can kind of absorb it. And they're warm, so they'll really absorb it. We're gonna use some tarragon. I happen to love tarragon. It smells like licorice almost. Gives really nice flavor to dishes, has a lot of flavor, and I really, really enjoy it. I really like it. I like it in chicken salad. I like it in dressings. I like it on everything. I really love it. Try and just get the leaves and not the super tough stems, but if you get a stem in there, that's quite all right. But try and just get the nice tender leaves. Okay. I think that is good. Tarragon goes really nicely with beets and with orange too. All right, let's get that into our nice little bundle. Give that a chop. Doesn't have to be too fine. And we'll toss that into our salad, into our beets. And I have some chives here. Okay, these messy chives. Let me get these into a nice straight line first. Okay, so let's get these chives all chopped up. You don't need too many, but they'll give that nice mild onion flavor. I think that's good. Toss those in. We're gonna add some arugula. And you can either make a bed of arugula on your plate, or you can just add it right to your bowl. And just, if you put your arugula directly onto your serving platter, give it a little drizzle of extra virgin olive oil and a little sprinkling of kosher salt and some black pepper. Maybe even some orange zest. Okay, so let's toss this all together. I'm gonna grab a spoon. All right, let's toss this all together. I'm gonna add just a little more arugula. I love arugula. It's one of my favorite lettuces. And just another handful, really. Losing a couple pieces. All right, I'm just gonna taste it for seasonings. That's delicious. Perfect. Orangey, olive oily, vinegary, salt and pepper. And the arugula is wilting just slightly because it's a warm beet salad. All right, so let me grab my platter and we'll get this all assembled. Okay, so I've got my platter and I wanted to show you the ricotta cheese. This is what it looks like. And in the bottom of your bowl, there will be whey. There will be lots of whey. I have dumped most of mine out. You want to make sure you keep kind of draining it, otherwise the whey, your ricotta cheese will be sitting in the whey and it won't really drain. So you want to make sure you keep doing that. And this is what it looks like. It's nice and creamy and delicious. I always save a little bit for the morning and I mix it up with a little bit of lemon zest or orange zest and vanilla, and then top it with honey and then serve it with berries. It is so, so delicious. It's like the best breakfast. It's a breakfast that you lay in bed and you want to get out of bed because you're looking forward to it. Okay, so let's get our ricotta out. Nice and fluffy and creamy. And I'm gonna put it on one side of the platter. So yummy. Okay, I think that's enough. The rest I will save for my breakfast. All right, let's get our salad on here with our warm beets. Delicious. Scraping all the herbs around the bowl. All right. And kind of nestle the ricotta. And then let's get our beets and kind of showcase them. Flip them over. Get the nice stripes because it really is a warm beet salad. You really want to showcase how beautiful they are, and especially if you use varied beets, different colors, you really want to do that. Okay, so that looks perfect. Okay, now we're going to top the ricotta with a little bit of olive oil. Add a little more freshly cracked black pepper over the top. I even like a little on the ricotta. I just think it looks pretty, the black and the white. We're going to add some walnuts all around. I think walnuts and beets go really, really delicious together. These walnuts are toasted in the oven. Whenever I toast walnuts for any recipe, I toast the entire container, and then I just keep them in the fridge. Okay, so now we're gonna add a little more tarragon over the top, a little more chives over the top, and I'm going to zest a little bit of orange zest over the top because it looks really pretty. And over the ricotta as well. And that is it. And then people can help themselves to a little bit of ricotta and a little bit of the beets. All right, I'm gonna photograph this and then we'll go over and taste it. Okay guys, we have our gorgeous beet salad over here with our homemade ricotta. And now I'm going to try some. I'm really looking forward to it because I am starving. Okay, I've made myself a little plate. I'm gonna have a little ricotta, get a little arugula and herbs, and grab a beet. The nice, bright, acidic beets and spicy arugula, the tarragon, the chives, the orange just goes perfectly with the nice, creamy, really decadent texture and flavor of the homemade ricotta. It's so good. I could eat that whole platter. It's so delicious. I really hope you guys try this. That's so yummy. I'm still eating.